Oh, you've got to be joking. Oh boy. Okay, guys. So, well, now that's something right there. That's a $800, maybe $1,200 book at most, going for a cool $1,000,000. Shall we make an offer? I think not. All right, let's keep it going. We got $1,000,000 Amazing Spider-Man #1 signed by Stan Lee. And anybody else? Let's see, who signed this thing? We got Stan Lee. Oh, he just wrote a bunch of stuff on here. I won't lie, that's pretty cool, but it is just from 2015. Definitely one of a kind, but is it worth $1,000,000? No. All right, let's keep the fun rolling. Now, we're gonna rate some of these based on if they're actually legitimate or not. So I see an Amazing Fantasy 15, and it's a 6.5, which this is the first appearance of Spider-Man. That's pretty freaking high grade, folks. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to Go Collect here. This is the website I often use for determining the value of a book. So this tells me recent sales data on, I just typed in Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy 15. This tells me all the recent sales data of the books in this grade. Let's find a 6.5. It puts the fair market value at $135,000. We got recent sales all under 100,000. So we go back here and we look at this $250,000 and we realize that that is not quite right. Let's keep it going here. Next up, we got a PGX, first appearance of Dr. Doom. That's definitely cool. Let's check this thing out. That's clean. Whew. Actually, you know what? Let me zoom in here. Why did that... That's actually not that clean. There's definitely some issues on the spine there. Let's look up Fantastic Four, #5. Let's see if this is going to make any sense. What did it put it as? $250,000. All right, guys, for a 9.0, is this going to be $250,000? Or is the fair market value really going to be more like $88,000 with all recent sales not even reaching $30,000? Sorry, your $250,000 makes no sense. Next. I love these guys. All right, Silver and Modern Age collection of X-Men 1, Avengers 1, over 5,000 comics? Now that's interesting. Let's see what's here. Oh boy, okay, so this has all kinds of stuff. We got first Kitty Pryde, first X-Men, first Avengers, first Silver Surfer. There's a lot of stuff here, guys. Man, first Hawkeye, first Loki, first Doctor Strange up there. Okay, yeah, this is no joke. I'm not going to spend the time looking up each individual price for this one, so let's just say that might, who knows, that could be worth all that. There's some cool books in here for sure. Next up, we got a 9.8, looks like a white pages of Moon Knight's first appearance with Werewolf by Night 32. Now this book is hotter than hot, but let's take a look. Werewolf by Night 32. Is it going to be 120,000? I think not, but it is higher than I thought. It does put the fair market value at around 92,000. Recent sales were more like in the, looks like around this, but look how old these, 2015, 17, 20. Yeah, it's possible by now it's jumped to 92. Still, I guess this isn't that far of a stretch, but to me that just seems ridiculous. The book's only from 1975, it's not from the 60s. To breach $100,000 for a perfect 9.8, that doesn't seem quite right. Still, I would give a leg to have that. Now we got an Amazing Fantasy 15. Let's check it out. We know about this now. 1962. It's a 4.0, guys. So we already know that's not gonna cut it, but let's just see how far off that listing of 115,000 just is. Let's find a 4.0 here. Yeah, fair market value is at around $37,000. We do have some higher sales that have now upped above 60K. We've even got a couple that are over 70. But this, yeah, that's just a no can do. Just a little bit too impossibly high. X-Men #1. Look at that, a 7.5. Holy smokes. I wonder who's gonna own that, guys. X-Men #1, let's check it out. Is it even remotely in the ballpark of a 7.5? Let's look at the sales data here. 66, 55, 30. Let's go in the middle. Let's say 55. This put it as $112,000. You're off. Next up, we got the cool, Amazing Spider-Man 36. This is the 9/11 memorial cover, and it's actually signed by Stan and Todd. I was looking at this earlier today. Can you guys even see? That's Stan's signature right there. Nearly impossible to see. And Todd, with his sense of humor, wrote, "Use your supervision eyes to see Stan Lee." Definitely one of a kind. Is it worth $100,000? Absolutely not. Let's find out what that would be worth. Amazing Spider-Man 36. There it is. Let's find the signature series. A 9.8. Now granted, we're looking for ones with actual Stan Lee's actual signature on it, so it's a little bit, a little different, but let's see here. Yeah, that's signed by Stan Lee and even more people, and that went for under $3,000. So why they're asking for $100,000 makes no sense. Let's keep it going. All right, next up we got an Ultimate Fallout 4, signed by many people, including Stan Lee. You're going to see a lot of those Stan Lee signatures are bumping these books all the way up. But let's take a look. Let's find an Ultimate Fallout 4 with a Stan signature to see if $100,000 is the right price. Let's see who else this was signed by. Let's get a look at that label. Jonathan Hickman, Michael Bendis, Mark Bagley, Justin Ponsors, Sarah Pichelli, Stan Lee, Clayton Crane. Yeah, it's a full roster, that's for sure. Well, this is going to be nearly hard to find, everybody, but I'll go off of this one. Signed by Clayton Crane. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Guys, it's going to be too hard to find one that Stan Lee and all those guys signed, but $100,000, that's definitely off. I would put that, however, maybe at like $20,000. With all those signatures on there. Stan Lee's not around to sign anymore, so that's kind of... Here's another one-of-a-kind book, guys. Amazing Spider-Man 375. I bet you've never seen it like that. I certainly never have. It looks like a printing error, yes. Manufactured with partial gold. Guys, it's going to be impossible to find this printing error. However, I have to say $100,000. Who of you is going to drop $100,000 on this printing error book? And we got a couple 9.9s that are way out of line putting those prices. Wow, let's check this out. First appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer, signed by Stan Lee in a 9.6 white pages. So this could possibly be the actual price of that thing. Let's take a look. Who knows, it might get close. Let's look by signature series. Wait for a 9.6. There's not even any 9.6 data on here. The only one, there's a 9.8 average, which is going to be higher, 144. So let's go back here. You know what, guys? Under 100,000, based off of the 9.8 data, it is very possible that this could be a legitimate price for this first appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus, signed by Stan Lee. That is gorgeous. I'd probably say it's maybe more closer to 80 grand, but wow. Then we got the first Annihilus and Frank Richards. Let's see, fantastic for annual number, oops, is that annual 5 or 4? Can never, 6, that wasn't one of the options. That's really annual 6, wow. Gary would be upset. This is his favorite book. Oh, that wasn't signature, that's universal. So let's see, 9.8 off-white to white pages. Puts our fair market value at $26,000, and there's really only one sale to go by. So this is probably the only one that's floating around continuously on eBay, and I guess they figured they could kind of put it for whatever price they want, and they decided on $95,000, but the last sale was at $26,000. That's 4 times the amount. I don't know about that. All right, let's take a look here. We got a 9.6 of the first Ghost Rider. Let's find out what a 9.6 off-white is really worth. Let's see, Marvel Spotlight, number 5. A book that I've had the pleasure of holding. All right, 9.8 Oh wait, we're not looking at 9.8. We're looking at 9.6. Guys, it actually might be close. Look at these last sales here. We got a couple, and that's going to be the ones we're going to want to go by for $84,000. This is apparently a legitimate price. Who knew? Wow, holy smokes. Great cover. Wow. I went into that one making fun of it, and turns out I was wrong. So let's keep it going here. Wow. Now, who wants to spend a qualified grade without silver hologram 9.4 for $80,000? Yeah, keep it moving. All right, now we got a resto of Amazing Fantasy 15. First appearance of Spider-Man. How bad is our restoration here? Moderate A3. Restoration includes color touch, pieces added, tear seals, spine split sealed, cleaned, reinforced, staples cleaned. Some of those aren't so bad. Some of those are pretty tough. I don't know. 80,000 bucks. Let's take a look here. I wouldn't mind that. Unfortunately, I do not have $80,000 to drop on a qualified version. Let's see if they even have qualified. Okay. There is no sales data that I can derive here. So we have to just label that as it is what it is. Who knows if it's right or if it's wrong. Little Shop of Horrors, Canadian price variant double cover. Okay. Now is this really worth 100,000 Canadian bucks here? That's going to be impossible to find the price on, guys, but I'm willing to bet that that should probably be more like $1,000 rather than $100,000. Let's keep it going here. Now, this is a book that I was actually looking at. It's the Canadian price variant. If I remember correctly, it should be a 170. Yep, that 170 price right there. Newsstand Canadian version. Now, this, I remember, there actually should be sales data of this. So let's look it up. What's that, Swamp Thing 50? Yeah. Swamp Thing 50. I've actually seen a 9.8 of this, so I'll definitely be interested in seeing if I can find, you know what, they don't have the Canadian price variant singled out here on Go Collect. I'll tell you something though, it's not worth $100,000, it's not worth anything remotely close to that. Fantastic Four #1, I was wondering if we'd run into one of these here. So they put it at $78,000. Quite honestly, that could be legitimate. Let's take a look. Fantastic Four 1. Ooh, you like that spelling there? That's amazing. Fantastic Four #1. Now we're looking at a 6.0. This is a tough book to get a 6.0 in. Let's see. 6.0. Let's find our recent sales data. We got one at 63,000. That's the closest one. It was sold at Heritage. Heritage often has a higher premium. Let's take a look here. 77 or 78. You know what, guys? That might be a little bit high. Shall we make an offer? Just kidding. Okay. Not trying to go bankrupt today. Incredible Hulk #1, one of my favorite comics to ever come out of this entire medium as a whole. This looks like it's a great, I can't even see that, what, a 4.0. And they put the price at, let's just say $70,000. So let's take a look. Incredible Hulk #1. I actually looked this up recently, it looks like. All right, we're looking at a 4.0, guys. Let's check out our recent sales. We've got 15, 13, 14. Fair market puts it at 19. Yeah, that's $70,000. Sorry, Hulk. That's not quite right. Keep it moving, guys. We got giant size X-Men. Is this a 9.8 white pages or off-white? It is an off-white to white pages. I've actually held a 9.8 white pages of this. Wet Dream much? Giant size X-Men 1. Let's find it. A 9.8 of this sucker. Might actually be fairly close. We got 48, 48, 38. It puts the fair market value at 56 with expected growth. This is 65. No, I would not label this as an accurate price. However, give it 10 years, you might be seeing this at 65, guys. A 9.8, very possible. All right, now we got an Amazing Spider-Man #1 CGC 7.0. I was just holding this in a 3.5 not too long ago. Amazing Spider-Man 1. Let's check it out. They put the price at $60,000. And it's signed. Who's it signed by? Stan Lee. Okay. So let's go to, let's go to signature down here. Let's find, unfortunately that was, that's like 2 years ago, so I don't know how much I can go off of that. It's possible it's crawled up that high. Let's find the regular, let's see what the 7.5 does. Not much better. Let's find some recent 7.0 sales. All right, see, this is closer to $40,000 and without signed by Stan Lee. So I'm thinking that with Stan Lee, maybe 45, maybe 50, but 60 is right out. Keep it going. See, now here's where we get into the cool stuff. Pep Comics number 6 with the Edgar Church Mile High, which, by the way, if you don't know, that is one of the biggest collections ever found. The Edgar Church / Mile High Comics batch that was found they're just crazy, super time capsule preserved books, and a ton of them. It's still probably the most recognized pedigree in the business. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And white pages, geez. What year is that? Yeah, 1940. Now guys, they're putting this for $60,000. This is going to be nearly impossible. I'll type it in. Pep Comics number 6. Let's see. Now this was sold, probably this copy was sold for about $34,000 just a few months back. Looks like somebody's trying to flip it for double. That's pretty cool, but you'd have to find a collector super willing to knowingly pay double there. Let's keep it going here. We got a 9.8 white pages of Amazing Spider-Man 129. I have a buddy that actually owns a 9.8 white pages of this, and he got it probably 4 or 5 years ago. It's technically his wife's actually. He got it when this was probably maybe $20,000 or less. This was pre that massive boom that we've been facing. But let's take a look. Amazing Spider-Man 129, our first appearance of Punisher. One of my favorite covers of all time, even though it makes no sense. How could you possibly have missed Spidey? All right, let's take a look. Okay, so we got some 90-day averages, putting us at the high 30s. So unfortunately, your $55,000 price is probably going to sit for a bit, buddy. Oh, here we go. Thunderbolts number 1. Signed by Stan Lee. Okay, but is that really going to bump it to $55,000? By the way, guys, a lot of these people have 100% feedback. That's amazing. I don't know how you can list something for that much. But hey, good for them. Signed by Stan Lee and Mark Bagley. Okay, let's see what that's worth. Thunderbolts number 1 from 1997. Let's find it. Let's find it. Okay, yes, we're looking at more like $200, $300, something like that. Yikes. And that's signed by Mark Bagley. I know it's not signed by Stan Lee, but still, $55,000. You're tripping balls. Let's keep it moving. Incredible Hulk 181. First one on the list here. We got it signed by Stan. Okay. Len Wein signed this. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's check it out. I was just looking this book up before. Hulk 181. Let's check it out. We got a signature. Was it white pages? Yeah, 9.6 white pages. Let's go. I'm certainly seeing a lot more signatures than I thought. All right, let's check it out. We had one. Ooh, let's look at the 9.8. That'll have more recent sales. 69. Granted, there's a big difference between a 9.8 and 9.6. I'm calling BS on that one, but we'll keep it going. Chamber of Chills. See, these are the type of books that I think are really cool. This isn't super old. It is just the mid-70s. But being in a 9.8, it's definitely one of a kind to obtain such a high grade. Chamber of Chills. Which one did that say? Number 9. So we do have some 9.8 sales data, and it went for $198. Well, it's now going up for, in US, close to $40, in Canadian, $50,000. Somebody is tripping out of their mind. Let's keep it going here. We got some more Stan Lee. So much Stan Lee stuff being put in. What is this? Disney theatrical edition of Black Panther #1. Guys, is it possible that that really is worth $35,000? Black Panther 1, 2018. Black Panther #1, 2018. Let's see. I'm trying to find the exact one that's in the picture, because clearly that might be some special edition there. You know what, guys? I might not be able to find it. Can't seem to find the details on this Disney theatrical edition version, so I don't know. I guess $35,000 is what that's worth. Let's keep it going here. A 9.8 of Amazing Spidey 316. A 9.8 I used to own, mind you. And I'll tell you something. When I sold it, it was less than $30,000. I think I sold it for like 400, 500 bucks. I don't even know. Let's look it up. Amazing Spider-Man 316. Was it a newsstand or was it... Okay, so it's a direct edition. Close out that tab. Our direct edition here. Let's look at regular old 9.8s. I think this book did get into the thousands, which seems silly to me, but so many prices lately seem silly to me. So yes, it is now a $1,000 book. I definitely sold that at the wrong time. Now let's see what happens when Stan puts his signature on it. See if we can find an example here. Signed by Dave Mitchell and Todd McFarlane. No. How about this one? Signed by Todd and Stan Lee. 9.8 white pages. It went for $3,200 just in October. They, however, put it at $30,000. See, this is pretty cool, but there's no way that that's worth $28,000. Werewolf by Night 33 and 37. Pretty cool. That's the second appearance, if you don't know, of Moon Knight. Now, I know these books are heating up, but to put a $28,000 price tag on that, you're crazy. Now, Usagi Yojimbo #1, which, remember, that's not his actual first appearance. That's just him in his own title. So let's take a look. I am curious. Usagi Yojimbo #1. Oh, wow, I butchered that spelling. No, I didn't. Okay. Alright, guys. A 9.8 of this, which is not his first appearance, goes for $1,000, about 200 bucks. And they are listing this for $26,000. And that is a respectable store, so I'm not sure what happened here. Huh. Okay. Keep it moving. Alright, now we got... Oh, yes. Guys, okay. So on the right, we got Clone Wars #1, our first appearance of Ahsoka Tano. This is a book that got into the $3,000 range, and this just so happens to be signed by a few folks, but really it's all about this rare Clone Wars Dark Horse Special Edition. I think there weren't too many of these in existence. That's like a $10,000 book. Let's take a look at it just in case. Clone Wars 1. Oh boy. Alright. There's #1. This is proving to be harder to find than I thought. There it is. Alright, let's find a 9.8 of this. I think it's a $10,000 book. Yeah, look at that. 11.8, 14, 15. Ooh, wow. Someone spent $15,000 on this hyper rare copy of First Ahsoka Tano. But to put that at 25, I mean, I think if they bump this down to like maybe 18 or 19, some crazy sons of guns out there would actually buy that. Some people would go into some crazy debt for that. That's a cool book for sure. Now, here's one that's interesting. We got Amazing Spider-Man #1, but it's a reprint. Now, some of the early reprints can still be valuable. This reprint, for example, is one of the 1966 reprints. So that's so old that it is actually quite valuable. I don't think I'd be able to find the sales date on this, so let's see what they're asking. $24.9. Honestly, a reprint like this, signed by Stan, I think that's really cool. Is it worth $25,000? It may be. 9.8. Tough to find, guys. Now, I know about this Campbell variant. This made it into my rare, one of my rare covers videos. So I'm very familiar with this sketch version of the Psylocke cover. Now, they've put it at $25,000, and without even looking up, I can tell you that that is not accurate. So I'm going to keep moving. The Crow #1. Holy smokes! Wow, that's gorgeous. I got a new neighbor that's very into the Crow. If he's watching this, that's impressive. The Crow #1. I don't think there's too many of these in existence. Let's see. There are 41 on the census. That is significantly higher than what I thought. This went a couple days ago. Sold for $18,000. Holy smokes. Although this one does have some things written on the interior of the book that could make it a little bit more valuable. Apparently this price isn't that far off of what that's actually worth. Who knew? Ultimate Spider-Man 160, one of the books I'm very interested in collecting, being such an Ultimate Spider-Man fan. You've Earned Your Rest, Stan Lee. Oh, that's cool. Oh God, I want that. But here's the problem. I would pay like $1,000 for that, maybe. They put it at $20,000. Now, again, a lot of these things that we find on here are signed by Stan the Man. So that does obviously bring a certain amount of value to it. And a lot of these books are one of a kind, so it's a little difficult to hone down on an exact price there. However, I think that price has to be a little bit off. Daredevil. Now, this is one of the coolest things on eBay. I'm going off right now and I'm saying that this price they're asking might actually be legitimate. It is the complete Frank Miller Daredevil run, all in 9.8s. I think all 9.8 white pages. So let's check this out, guys. Yeah, look at this. This is like a wet dream for most. Yep, there's the first Elektra. This is as good as it gets. I am surprised they are selling this, to be honest. If I had this, I would not sell it. But I know how that is sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta sell. All right, let's take a look. That's going to be impossible to look up. Let's keep it going here. Saga #1. This is the rare retailer exclusive variant. It was like handed out at a very special gallery or something like that, or it was like a book signing, something like that, and they gave these only at this location or something like that. So these are pretty rare, and to get the 9.8 is pretty tough. Let's see though. Saga #1. Now we're looking for the retailer incentive cover. I might have to type in retailer. See what comes up. Yeah, okay, so 143 were sold. There's 141 of 9.8s on the census. That's way higher than I thought. We got a fair market value of, I'd say, around $4 grand. They're putting this at 16. That is way off. How do you come with that price? Holy smokes, first appearance of Thanos for a 9.8? Dang, white pages too. All right, let's check this out. This could be legitimate. Iron Man 55, our first appearance of Thanos. Let's see what we're looking at here. First Drax, first Thanos. Let's check it out. I want to look at the very most recent sale. We had one in November for 9 grand. This is acting for 16. Honestly, 9 grand for a 9.8 white pages of the first appearance of Thanos, that may be undervalued. I feel like that should be a $10,000 book for sure. Okay, well that's pretty cool. Why Last Man full run? Again, no real way of being able to look that up, but you know, that is wildly fascinating, and that is one of the cooler collections I've ever seen. Maybe one day I'll put my massive Green Lantern 9.8 collection up like this and let that sit for many years. Here's another Iron Man, another Iron Man 55 first Thanos, another 9.8 for 15.7. Okay. All right, keeping it moving down here, we got the first appearance of Invincible. Now let me check this version because I want to make sure this is the actual legitimate first appearance. It does appear to be. However, $15,000 is not quite right. I actually just missed one I told myself I wasn't going to go over 3,500 bucks, and it dipped into the 4,000 range, so I had to abandon it. But it certainly didn't get near 15. Now we got the Captain Marvel second print. What's going on with the... Oh, Sniff Comics. So that's just the name of whoever's selling it, it looks like. All right, Captain Marvel. Now this is a big book. First appearance of Kamala Khan, but it's the second print with her prominently on the cover. Let's find it here. There it is. Second printing. A 9.8. Yeah, I thought it was more like a $4,000 book. This is asking 15 grand. You know, you're tripping. All right, let's keep it going here. We got the first appearance of, in cameo, Eddie Brock. And it's the first Todd McFarlane on Spidey. 9.8 though. I think this is like a $2,000 book. Let's take a look. Spider-Man 298. Was it a newsstand or was it? Okay, it was direct. Who else signed this? So Stan Lee is on here. Now, Stan Lee seems to really drive these prices up. That being said, yeah, these are nowhere near. Let's see. Yeah, Stan Lee signed this one, and it went for 2,500 bucks. They're asking for $15,000. That's not right. Keep it going down. Shang-Chi's Marvel Edition, Special Marvel Edition 15. I've got mine going out to CGC. Well, they've had it for months. I don't know when I'm ever going to get it back. First appearance of Shang-Chi. Nice new slab there. That's beautiful. 1973, 9/8 white pages. They're asking $15,000. And you know what, guys? Look at that fair market value, $15,500. That's an honest eBay seller right there. Unfortunately, one of the first in the bunch. Marvel Special Edition. Apparently, that's a good deal. All right, guys, keeping it moving on. We're only going to do a couple more of these. Let's do the Greg Land variant. This is the 1 in 25 variant of our first appearance of Spider-Gwen. I know a buddy who has a 9.9. I can't remember if it's this version or the regular cover. But I think even his 9.9 he wouldn't sell for this. But we'll take a look. Let's see, Edge of Spider-Verse 2. Here we go. Now we're looking for a 9.8. Recent sales put this... that is so much higher than I thought. Recent sales are looking right around the $10,000 mark. That is amazing. That's the wrong book. $14,000. I mean, hey, it's like another $4,000, maybe $5,000 more than the recent sales. I guess it's not impossible, but save yourself and get some other crazy books with that money. This is crazy. Speaking of reprints, guys, I wanted to show you this one. We got a, this is a 1966 reprint, which is only just 5 years after this book came out, and it has a 9.8 white pages. Oh my God. Yeah, that's worth every cent. That's impossibly cool. Golden Record comic reprint. That is the reprint that you want, guys. Let's do one more here. Let's find a nice, different looking one. Okay. First appearance of the Phoenix. 9.8 white pages. X-Men 1. Oh, 1. Let's see how far off or how close they are with this price. 9.8. Oh, looks like it might be a little closer than we thought. 7,000, 7,000. All right, we're definitely looking at the 7,000 range. Some of these are actually creeped up into the 10. Do I believe that? Well, it was the summer of 2021. That's when prices were actually crazy. So it looks like recent sales would put this more at like 7,000. So for $12,000, that's definitely off. However, if this was the summer of 2021, it wouldn't have been impossible for someone to pay that. So guys, my findings basically show that just typing in CGC 9.8 and then popping it to the highest price available, you're probably not going to get the right deal that you're looking for. Do you tend to find that a lot of the prices shown on eBay are fair, or are they just blowing the fair market out of the water? A lot of times lately I've been trying to get some books and I go on eBay after seeing it should be a $500 book and someone's listing it for $3,000. Do you prefer to shop at comic book shops and on eBay? Or do you still like giving eBay a fair shot, even despite some sellers that aren't always so great? Listen guys, there's plenty of great sellers there too. As always guys, keep on hunting and stay sharp.